I am less than 1 month away from graduating with a bachelor's in business marketing, and while I don't regret my time here, I can point to at least 10 life lessons that honestly I should have been taught and I wish I was during my 4 years of being at college. Number one, I wish college had taught me how to actually discover and develop my passion and choose the right career path for me. Unfortunately, the way college works, they're much more focused on the numbers, getting a lot of students in, a lot of students out to supply employers. So if you think they're gonna hold your hand and triple check whether this is right for you, no, they're not. In fact, they start as early as middle school, high school, asking you what you wanna do with your life, putting so much pressure on the decision, and also just making it an assumption that you are going to go to college, usually right after high school, so you better make a decision. You better know what you want to do. And if you don't, you are going to pay for it later. Over half of people end up changing their majors throughout college, and that's just because, well, we're not given enough resources, time to actually focus in on what we want. I mean, we're so young, we have no experiences, yet we're gonna pay in terms of financial but also time when we're halfway through a degree and we decide, hey, this isn't right for me. So here's what I would recommend and what I wish I had done myself. When I finished high school, if I wasn't absolutely for sure, which I wasn't about what I wanted to do, I needed to hold off on college. I didn't need to jump straight into it because I thought I was already behind. No, I needed to take a year or two or however much it took, and I needed to develop interests. That means trying different things, trying different jobs, job shadowing other people, doing research, calling up people, reading books. I mean, whatever it took to find what I was actually passionate about and something that I knew I would actually stick to. And then I could make the decision of if college was even right for me. Lesson number 2, college, unfortunately, is not going to teach you how to manage your money well. I took so many management and accounting and finance classes, and yet in all those classes, it wasn't geared towards helping me as an entrepreneur or as an employee, an individual. It's all about how I can go help a corporation. Unfortunately, it ends up falling all on me to figure out in my own time and in my own way how to do my own taxes or how to invest and what investments to go for. And if you think they're gonna teach you about how to use credit cards or apply for loans, well, okay, they'll actually help you apply for loans, as in student loans. They will be, of course, more than happy to get you set up there, and then you can just pay them back over the next 10, 20 to 30 years. To their defense, there are probably bits and fragments in all your classes that you can use in your personal life, but it's up to you to filter through all the stuff that's meant for corporate and work and then find what works for you. So everything that I learned in this arena was through self-help books and the internet. Thanks, college. Lesson number 3, college is probably not going to help you become an entrepreneur. Why? It's simple, because they are there to create employees. They are not going to teach you alternatives to working a W-2. Every class you take is going to teach you how to thrive in an organization and rise up in the ranks to leadership. To be fair, there are many colleges offering entrepreneurship classes, and that number is increasing. But in my honest experience, especially with a public school, it just isn't going to be what you want out of it. I knew when I signed up for that entrepreneurship class that chances are the professor probably hasn't even run a business in his life, and worse, they're going to just throw at you the facts and the characteristics of an entrepreneur and not actually teach you how to do it yourself. I think at the end of the day, you can't expect college or a professor to teach you how to be an entrepreneur. That is something that you are going to have to learn on your own outside of college through experimentation. Start a side hustle, start a business, or go get a corporate job and then take what you learn from that and go start a business afterward. Lesson number 4, college is not good at teaching you how to fail. Let me explain. From the time you enter elementary school, you are told to get good grades. It's not just about learning and improving, it's about getting a 95 or 100 on that next exam or on that homework assignment or group project. And you are told all throughout middle school, high school, and then college that if you keep up those good grades, you're going to be super valuable to employers. While there is something to be said about someone who works hard and is diligent with the work that they're given, it's been proven and it's kind of obvious that grades itself, when it comes to tests and exams, are not strong indicators of whether or not you are good at what you do. And it's no surprise that students struggle with thinking for themselves, being creative, and being okay with stepping a little outside of the lines, because in college that is completely discouraged. You need to follow step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do the paper in this way, do the assignment in this way, get the formatting right. Oh my gosh, you didn't use 12-point font. But then we're actually told that employers want employees who think creatively, who can become leaders, and frankly, college just isn't training us to do that. Lesson number 5, I don't know how to manage my time. I don't know how to focus in on what I really need to do. Why? Because college is not helping me do this. I have 5 or 6 classes at any given moment about very different subjects, and each one is telling me that they need a total of 10 hours of my time each week. Do the quick math, and listen, I just don't have that much time on top of lectures. Oh, and I'm working during college. Not to mention, there are so many courses in a college degree that you're required to take that frankly just don't belong there. They're there because someone in legislation or someone in the school decided it needed to be, maybe a long time ago, and you just gotta take it no matter what. So for example, I took like 6 finance classes, and the truth is I'm a marketing person. Finance is important, but it's not that important, right? I actually had, honestly, more finance classes than I think I did marketing. Tell me how that makes any sense. I spent 2 semesters learning about rocks for geology, and to tell you the truth, I remember zilch. I mean, literally nothing from those classes, and it took focus away from everything else that I really should have been doing. In the workplace, your ability to focus in on the top level tasks, that 80-20 rule, that is so important, and that's what makes good leaders and good employees. In college, we're taught to just do what we're told, even if it's stupid, even if it doesn't make sense, it's not productive, and just stick through it with our head down. Number 6, I wish college did a better job of helping you develop personally and not just scholastically. They're very focused on what you can remember and procedures and all that kind of stuff, which is great, fine, okay, it's needed, but they need to focus more on helping people build themselves up personally. How do I brand myself to a company? How do I make the right connections and network with other people? I wish I had really tactical advice about how to set goals and actually achieve them, how to track my progress and make meaningful results. Introspection, self-awareness, the power of journaling, and the power of visioning. How do I make myself more valuable to an employer? These are all questions that I have after 4 years of college that just haven't been answered, and I'm gonna have to go find them my own by talking to other people and reading self-help books. Number 7, college needs to be better at helping people land the right job for them. How do I negotiate a good salary? What's a good work-life balance for me? How do I not get stuck at a job? Is it okay to jump every 2 years to a newer and better job? The list goes on and on and on. There's a big focus in the college community of you gotta go get a Fortune 500 job, right? Like that's the holy grail of college. And I've had professors just straight up tell me, go work for the biggest, most successful company out there, and that's what you need to do. But what about if that's not what I wanna do? Maybe I wanna join a startup or start my own company. The path becomes really, really muddy, and it used to be that getting a job was guaranteed, but nowadays it's not even guaranteed that you'll get the job, or at least the job you want, especially in the current climate where some companies are laying off people. I wish that college had done a better job of preparing me for that and making sure that I was going to find a job that fit my needs in any market. Number 8, you're going to have to teach yourself through experience how to work in an organization. To no fault of their own, no matter how much teaching and learning and textbook reading and assignments you do, you're not going to be prepared for what it's like to be in a job. The amount of pressure, all the tasks you have to do, the people you have to interact with, your customers, all that is going to come with experience. So what I would recommend is not waiting till after college. I'd actually recommend doing some of that before you start college, but if you don't go that route, I would recommend working at least part-time during college so you can gain those valuable skills. Because if you've never worked a job or you've only worked at McDonald's and then you're graduating college, you're going to be in for a wild ride. So don't let that happen to you, because college will. Lesson number 9, this is a big one. Colleges fail to teach us how to learn the right way. Unfortunately, they are so stuck on the one right answer that you have to get to nail that exam. You know, you got to memorize this word and this exact definition, and if it doesn't line up, then you've got something wrong. But in the real world, there's probably like 10 different answers for one problem, and it's up to you to find them. There is no one right answer, yet college teaches us the exact opposite. The honest truth is, learning is not memorization. That may be a small part of it, but you have to actually apply it, and college cannot help you with that either. It is your job to figure out how you actually learn best. Is it auditory? Is it, by tactile touch? Is it through reading? So if you want to grow fast, you want to be successful, the key is you have to learn how to learn fast, how to learn well, and how to put it into practice. Lesson number 10, last but not least, college is not going to teach you how to adapt. If you know anything about history, college was made hundreds of years ago for a specific reason, which was getting, employees into the factories. And to be honest, the college system has not changed much since it was incepted. What I have found in my 4 years of college, and of course this kind of depends on where you go, but I got a lot of outdated lessons. I had professors using stuff from 2014. It is 2023, people, and they are sharing statistics and facts that are from 2014. They're talking about things that, happened so long ago, and there's so much that they didn't talk about that's current events today or even a few years ago. The honest truth is that the pace of the world is so much more faster than anything that's going on in the college education system. During your 4 years of college, you are going to be stuck in a grind. You are going to be just hustling. You're going to be doing all this work, all these busy assignments, staying busy. And the truth is, there's just going to be so much routine that when you actually graduate college and go into the real world, it's going to be a real shift for you. You were taught one thing over here, and then your employer wants you to do something else. Your professor says, this is how you do it. Your employer says, why are you doing that? That doesn't work anymore. Even if everything they teach you in college right now is totally accurate, which it's not, who's to say a year or two later, you're not going to have to learn completely new things because the world is changing. But at the end of the day, what can you really expect from an organization that is so overly structured to the point where they can just shove everything into a textbook and call it a day? Now, at the beginning of the video, I did say that I enjoyed my 4 years of college, and that was the truth. Don't get overwhelmed by this video just because we're talking about the negative stuff here. If you want to see a video where I break down the positive and the negative and help you decide whether or not you should go to college, make sure you click here next.